Well, no trip to the Northwest would be complete without a little rain, and we've got a lot of rain falling right now at Lumen Field in downtown Seattle.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Howell, first play, going to throw it. Throw out wide to Walker. Gets around him. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down. They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
They'll fire one downfield for Fant.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The Seahawks at 8-1 on the year. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Let's go. Trap 60, trap 60.
Here's Howell.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
From the gun on third down, Howell. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Seahawks will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Olave holds it in.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
10 yards, good for his Saints, first down. Now Rattler. That's Olave bringing in another one. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it second down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Rattler wants to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So no gain on the play, and now we've got a 3rd and 4.
You talk about this Seahawk defense.
They were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
One thing you always look for when you're evaluating a defense, how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get? How about last week's game? The number was 6. Phenomenal performance.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down.
Here comes the Saints punter now. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
On the counter, it's Walker.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Out of the gun, a give to Charbonnet.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
That's going to be caught, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter.
And the Seahawks are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now 14-0. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone.
And running with power here.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. When you talk about this Seahawk defense,
they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
They held them to just 7 points, and in reviewing the game tape, I'm wondering how they got the 7. I actually wrote a note to myself. How did they even score? The way they were playing, absolutely dominating on their side of the ball.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll be a gain of 5. And it'll be second down.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
To the air is Rattler. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently?
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Jackson Smith and Jigba, 81 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The extra point now coming from Myers.
And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I'll overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
21-0 our score after 1.
The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. Throwing is Rattler.
Under pressure, they got him again. Draymond Jones in there to drop him in sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Spins by. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in, touchdown. A big play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Seahawks continue to pull away here in this first half.
Now Myers for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, if it's bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance. Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
Rattler from the gun, 3rd down.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago they scored. Remember, last drive was that one-play touchdown strike, so now they're looking to make it 3 for 3.
You know, I talked to a Hall of Famer one time about, hey, when you're on defense and these types of things are happening to you, what goes through your mind? And he told me at that point, it's not about schemes. It's not about what's called from the sideline. It's about players. Who's going to make a play, make a stand, and stop this offense from doing what they've been doing?
Throwing here, Howell.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. 40 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Myers connects on the PAT. And a rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Saints are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Hal down to throw it. And complete to Smith and Jigba. So the completion good for 7 there. And now 1 yard to go on third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On third down, here's Walker. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. The Seahawks will call on Michael Dixon on 4th down to punt this one away. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And, CD, sometimes you don't need those complicated game plans or the added wrinkles. Last time, now you think about it, couldn't have been any simpler. 1 play, 1 pass, touchdown.
I know those coaches put a lot of work into this game plan, but I don't think they mind possessions like that at all. They just save those calls for this possession instead. And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Here's Rattler. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there. Good for a Saints first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll throw. Here's Rattler. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
And Rattler, he'll throw again.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Saints get a bit closer.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
They'll line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll try and throw for it. That's caught at the 2.
And he's going to be touched down right at the line of scrimmage.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Their own 21-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Brian Brzee, the man to bring him down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Powell. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
From the shotgun, Rattler. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Here's Kamara off the draw. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides, but to see the ball in the running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys did not play offense.
They'll look to throw for it with Rattler. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead is now an even 30. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, they'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And this will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And good coverage defensively. They wouldn't let him get ahead of steam going, and he'll be brought down at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Complete to Olave on the out route. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
And he's got his man on the out route. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's second down. Back to throw. Looking right sideline. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
As a general manager, you're counting on your first and second round draft picks to have a big-time impact on your team. But where you make your bones, rounds 3 through 7. If you can find a few diamonds in the rough there, develop them, then you've got something going, and we're seeing one right here.
Yeah, plays like that lead me to believe that they found a diamond in the rough. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Then their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Back to throw again. That is incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing once more. Here's Rattler. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. So that, Charles, a season long, and since he's a rookie, I guess we can go ahead and call that a career long as well.
I love how you put that together because, that's where everyone at home was saying, okay.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he's...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
The 29-yard line.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. Rattler working out of the gun. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. To the air once more is Rattler. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A.T. Perry from 6 yards away. And the Saints take advantage of the short field and finish it off with a quick touchdown. Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for 2.
They'll line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll look to throw. And that's caught at the 2. And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain.
Seahawks 45, Saints 21.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul. But the interception, hey, shake it off, move on. Hasn't cost your team the lead, and now it's time to rebound. And the quarterback and his teammates, they can add to the lead with a good drive here.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Good job by this defense, and now playing what they call complementary football. Offense scores a touchdown for them, so they come right out, force what should be a 3-and-out, and keep the momentum squarely on their side.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. He'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
70 Lions. 19 seconds. 19 seconds. Come 19. Come 19. 70 Rangers. Set 40. 70. Hurt.
From the gun, here's Rattler.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Rayshon Jenkins picks it off.
Inside the 10.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away. Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big third down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Track 60. Pass for 11, pass for 11. 18, Pioneer. 79, Bronco. Hut, hut.
They'll go. Here's Rattler. He's going to look deep down the field. He's got a man complete. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
60 Bobcat. 19 tight. Not cut 19. Cut 19. 70 ring. 70 ring. Go.
Now Rattler. He's going to take another shot here. Touchdown! A great effort there. 37 yards. And the Saints are able to cut into that deficit. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Warriors 70. Tight. Ready.
Now Howell. Catch is made by Metcalf. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 34.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
But that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Outright to Smith and Jigba. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 28.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Buffalo 18. Check go.
Howell, he'll look to throw it. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
Alvin Kamara on the return. The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Track 60.
To the air is Rattler.
Gonna look deep for Wilson. And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Ced Wilson,
70 yards.
and the Saints are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
And can you believe it? He misses another one, his third so far. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Let's go. Ready, ready.
And from the gun, here's a handoff to Charbonnet.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps, because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Pioneer. Set up. 79 Bronco. Ready.
Throwing here, Howell. He'll get that to Charbonnet.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
With that last completion, CDs now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. Here's Howell. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And, oh, that one's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up.
Let's go now. Warrior 70. 19 Lions. Hut, hut.
And once more, Howell back to the air.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. 36 yards on the play.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
With that pass, CD, he's now over 400 yards in the game. And even in a pass-first league, that is still a tough benchmark to hit.
And all week leading up to this one, all we read, heard about was the confidence he had that he could put up big numbers. Kudos to him for coming out here with that belief in himself and for making it happen.
19 Tiger.
On the counter, here's Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown.
Alvin Kamara with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year.
And the Saints get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down now to 22. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10.
And he'll get this up to about the 40.
42 yards rushing for him now to this point. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Trap 60. Let's go.
Hal down to throw it.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's caught inside the 20. And he is in for a Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf, 60 yards.
And the Seahawks are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead.
Myers connects on the PAT. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Back 60. And 10 to 11. 18. Pioneer. 79 Broncos.
Throwing is Rattler.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
18 back. 18 back. 60 Bobcat. 19 tight. 19 tight.
Rattler wants to throw it. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Rattler going to look to throw again. Olave holds it in.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
40, 17, 19 light. 7 Pirates.
Here's Rattler. They'll get this out to Kamara.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a 1st down.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And Rattler, he'll throw again.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. From the shotgun, Rattler. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
18, Pioneer. 79, Bronco. 18, Rattler. 18, Rattler. 60, Bobcat. 60, Bobcat. 19, Tiger. 19, Cup 19. Cup 19.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And, oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
And the Seahawks are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Flush to his right. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
And he's got Smith and Jigba.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Mustang 19. Ready? Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Hut, hut.
Back to throw. Howell. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And he'll be brought down with a penalty flag on the field. It was a late decision to throw, and it might have been too late.
Chop 60. Chop 60. Go. 60 backward. 60 backward. Track 60. Go.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
2nd and 10. Let it fly. Way to go in the football game.
Go, track. Go, track. Hey, smash, front row. Ready, ready?
Back to throw now on first down. He's going to let it go again. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
18 back. 18 back. Ready?
Throwing once more. Here's Rattler. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete. I guess at this point, Charles, heck, why not take some shots?
I would agree with that totally, because a big play can't hurt at all. Heck, you might get a pass interference call out of it. Somehow the ball might get tipped up and you come down with it.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Seahawks, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves